Okay, welcome back to another video. I'm way overdue here, as I usually am these days. Not putting out a lot of regular content, so I appreciate those from my community and from Social Galactic and all the other places I live that come here to watch my interesting topics. I've got some book reviews coming up and some other videos that I've had written down on a piece of paper that I was going to eventually get around to do, and I figured I'd do this one now. It's part book review, part product review, because I went all the way on this one. I really did. So, here, let's start here. I am a Rich Cooper viewer, to a degree and to an extent. I definitely like Manosphere content, Red Pill content. However, there's been kind of a split between the Manosphere content creators, if you will, right? So, like, look at, for example, Neil Strauss, and obviously, wow, I'm drawing a blank on his name, Roosh V, and got even Elliot Hulse to some extent, because Hulse wasn't so much a Manosphere guy, he's more strength training guy, but he's even gone this way. A lot of the Manosphere guys from 10, 15 years ago have gone full-on Christian. Whether that's Orthodox or Roman Catholic or some variant of becoming Christian. Rich Cooper, no. Rich Cooper is not there. Don't know if he ever will be there. He's definitely way more about money and just, general Manosphere content. So I say that as a caveat. If you're going to check out his channel, I think he has amazing advice for men, but just remember he's coming from a secular viewpoint, and he's definitely a civnat, so just keep those things in mind. But a few weeks back, he had this guy on his channel, John Jaquish. I'd never heard of Jaquish, but Jaquish's whole thing in this talk was talking about his X3 product and his book. Now, I've been lifting weights since... Well, okay, I guess technically since I was in high school, but I didn't get serious and in a program and in a serious routine that I took seriously until I turned 30, which I can't believe was over 6 years ago now. You're definitely going to get me with a title and a cover like this, right? A ripped dude here, who, by the way, is 6 foot, my height, and 240 pounds and under, 7% body fat. So that is a freaking hunk of muscle right there you're just looking at on the cover there. He's just this guy is just jacked. Not only that, but he's a carnivore, so he does this by eating meat and not anything else, right? And on top of that, he admits he's on TRT. So you should definitely take all this into consideration. He is on testosterone replacement. Now, the funny thing is, him and Rich Cooper and all the other guys that are on TRT, I hear them say the same thing. Oh, I tested super low. I sustained an injury when I was younger from wrestling or from football, and my testosterone was literally under 100. So what they're doing is actually replacing the testosterone, and I'm at the natural level I would be at if I didn't sustain this injury. I hear that from all these guys. All these guys also happen to be in phenomenal shape. I kind of think you're injecting a little more testosterone than you would have had at your natural levels, okay? I'm just going to say it. That being said, they're not on... He basically says he's not on, like, Trembolone or, like, Dexa or whatever those other steroids are that bodybuilders use. There's actually a lot of chemicals and different versions of steroids out there. It's not just like, oh, standardized steroids. It's like, no, there's like a ton of different chemicals. This guy claims to be on a mild steroid that helps him get to his natural T levels that he was at before he took a hit to the ball sack, basically. You can supposedly get hit in the groin so hard that one of your balls may stop working in regards to the production of testosterone. That's what he basically has claimed. So just take that into consideration when buying a book like this from a guy who's basically talking about staying and getting incredibly jacked. That being said, I did enjoy the book. It's a short read, maybe 200 pages with, moderate-sized text. You can easily read the whole thing in a day or two, or a few hours if you're really fast at speed reading. It's written in a very straightforward manner. It's got, it's got some elements of maybe like comedy, but It's more serious toned. I mean, the guy essentially got famous and made his money not from this book, not from his weightlifting product, but from his osteoporosis product. And he talks about that in the beginning of this book. He essentially created a similar product that helps older people who suffer from osteoporosis actually build bone density by simulating the actual moves that gymnasts do. He discovered that former gymnasts who are even like, they're in their 60s and 70s and haven't been gymnasts for decades, do not suffer from osteoporosis. Their bones are hella strong. Apparently, not doing exercise and strength training and building up your bone density via exercise will get you later in life in the form of decaying bone density, otherwise known as osteoporosis, which is a bad thing. And he basically tackled this problem with a device. He went on Tony Robbins. He promoted it. He got somewhat famous in the osteoporosis medical community. He is a biomedical engineer, not a doctor. Well, he is technically a doctor with a PhD, but he's not a he's not an MD, he's a PhD. But he basically saw the same opportunity with what he had done for the bone density people with what he could do for people who want to build muscle. He basically noticed that there was a way to create, and it's this product right here, the X3 system. It's essentially, that bar right there is supposed to simulate an Olympic grip. He doesn't believe in dumbbells, he believes in barbells. However, he wants to get rid of plates, so you use bands. And the bag comes with like 5 different bands that are progressively heavier. And what it's supposed to do is let you work out to max without requiring a spotter, as well as without being hard on your joints, which is the most important thing. He had basically interviewed tons of former bodybuilders and strength trainers who basically later in life, as aging adults, as senior citizens, can barely get out of a chair without crying in pain from all the knee pain that they did by destroying their joints over the years by using plates. Because the way he put it is that barbell plate is the same weight no matter what when you pick it up off the ground and when you put it back down. And at the bottom and top of these movements, you can do serious joint damage, which is how he came up with his band protocol, because the bands are actually a lot lighter at the bottom and top of the movements. It's interesting. It's all explained in the book, but straight up, I went fully all the way. I bought every product on this guy's site and spent $2,000 on the bars. The bar program, like this thing right here that you're looking at, is $500. I would recommend getting it if you're going to get it with the bag so you can travel with it, which I already have. And look, I'm going to just say it. I actually love the bar, and I can't believe it. My wife is so happy. I'm probably going to get rid of my barbell and my power rack. I'm not using it anymore, and it's taking up tons of space in my garage. And I'll tell you why I'm not using it. Look, here's the deal. No one wants to go to the gym anymore. The gyms are closed or require you to wear a mask. I am not wearing a mask in a freaking gym, so I work out at home and have been for the last 2 years since all of this crap started. The problem with working out by yourself with a barbell, guys, is that you're instinctively not going to push yourself to the absolute max because you would kill yourself. How? Well, think about it. You're trying to squat 400 pounds without a spotter. What's going to happen to you if you get down to the bottom of your squat and you can't come back up? You're going to have to somehow throw 400 pounds off your back and jump forward without breaking your back and that bar landing on you. Likewise for a bench press. Even though I can bench 250, I'm not putting 250 on the bench because I don't want to get caught underneath the bar and literally have no one there to help me get the bar back up and be in serious trouble. So with the barbell that I've been using for the last year, I've been working out at like 80%. I haven't been working out at 100%. I haven't been hitting max because hitting max is too dangerous without spotters, which is why I love the X3 bar for a lot of reasons. Obviously, you guys know I'm small time, so I don't get paid or for promoting any of this crap. I just wanted to review it because I like it, and I like the book a lot too. The book was great because it talks a lot about carnivore. It talks a lot about insulin resistance and fasting, and yeah, Now, he does sell a lot of products, though. You know, he talks about all his various products in the book. So it's kind of like you're buying a book to be sold to, in a sense, like more shilling of the products. But I got to say, I like all of them. The X3 bar allows me to do the usual compound lifts that I did with the barbell, but allows me to get to my absolute max. And I just basically, after using the X3 bar for the very first time, I literally realized right then and there that I wasn't working out hard enough. And I had been wasting my time, essentially, because it takes me 45 minutes to do a barbell workout. It literally takes you 10 to 20 minutes to do a X3 workout, because you're only doing one set, and you're doing that one set to the max. Some people might want to take a 5-minute break between sets because they've maxed out. That's me. But if you don't want to take much of a rest, you can get the whole program done in 10 minutes. Like, it's so convenient. And then, of course, there's a travel bag. When I went to Oregon a few weeks ago, I took the X3 with me, so I didn't miss a single workout. And I gotta say, looking in the mirror, it's quite clear that I'm getting more gains from this bar than I was from my barbell. Like I said, because I wasn't working out hard enough, because barbells are too dangerous without spotters. So yeah, big fan of Jaquish. He tells it like it is in this video. This is Playing to Win podcast 43. It premiered, 2 months ago now, 3 months ago. So just check this out on Rich Cooper's channel, Entrepreneurs in Cars. You might want to just watch this whole thing. It's an hour. That's how I came to figure out about all this. So Jaquish is also a super big proponent of not doing a full range of motion. And when I say that, think about a barbell curl or a dumbbell curl. Your arm is completely straight, your elbow's locked. You pull that curl all the way up, and then you put it down, your arm is straight again, your elbow's locked. He does not want you to ever lock out. He says that's how joints break over time. This guy's really changed my whole philosophy on working out, because I also wasn't stretching before. This guy is a big advocate of stretching, and I realized, once again, all my piriformis and back problems were caused by me not stretching. He essentially turned my whole fitness routine that I had been dead set on doing for the last 5 years around completely. Now I do this program, I'm getting rid of my barbell, and I'm loving the results I'm getting from it. So yeah, check him out on Rich Cooper's channel from a few months back. Here's his book, $15 on Prime. Let's go through this stuff, right? So I already talked about the X3 bar. You can check out all this stuff on his website. Here are the products that I also have. I got the book. We just talked about that. Fortigen. So this is interesting, dude. This stuff is also something I've never heard of before. So if you're someone who takes protein supplements, you've heard of whey protein. You might have heard of like casein or casein or whatever they call it, protein. It's another form of protein. You may get your protein from meat, like beef protein for sure. But this is something I never heard of. It's called fermented bacteria. And for some reason, he claims it's way more digestible and way more usable. Like an entire scoop of whey, only 18% of it's supposedly used by your body. The rest just gives you gas. He claims that his stuff is 99% like pure and your body uses all of it. I do like it. I like the taste of it. I like the gains I get from it. There's only one problem about Fortigen though. One of these little jars is $100. So just be aware of that. You don't need Fortigen if you're eating good meat, getting a lot of protein every day to use this program. Imperium is his, he calls it a coffee replacement. I definitely think it's a good pre-workout. It's a little bit like less, how do I say this? Like I get more of a boost, like a rush from coffee than I do from this stuff. But I like it. I actually think this is a good pre-workout. I would recommend it, and it's not as expensive as his protein supplement is. I actually did splurge on this, the GH Accelerator. It's totally not necessary at all. Now he says that this vibration technology, he's got it programmed at the exact right hertz You stand on this essentially while you're working out, vibrates your body, supposedly raises your growth hormone levels. It's totally not necessary, guys. It was $1,500. It was by far the most expensive thing he's got on his website, but I got it and I use it, but it's not necessary. You could do just fine with the X3 bar. Those are his products, and his program, like how he tells you to eat meat and fast, is all here, and all the compound lifts. It's very much a compound lift program, right? Like it looks like that's a bodybuilder split. He's talking about bench, tricep, press, overhead, front squat, deadlift, bent row, bicep curl, calf raise. Yeah, so these two are definitely for vanity. These are not your compound lifts. But it's a good program. I've been following everything he's recommended to the T, and I'm actually for sure getting rid of my barbell. If anyone wants to come to Reno with a U-Haul or a pickup truck and snag a free barbell, plates, and a power rack, that's like a $1,500 to $2,000 value. I will give it to you for free. I just got to get rid of it. So something to consider if you're anywhere on the western half of the U.S. Just come on out, grab it from me. I will give it to you. But yeah, that's basically my review. This is literally how I work out now. Buy this book. Like, I work out by the book. Not saying buy the book. You can if you want. The gentleman who was 300 pounds, I wouldn't tell you to shy away from this, man. I want you to get your diet under order, but when you feel like you've got that figured out and you want to start lifting weights, might recommend this and this program versus trying to get a power rack put in your house or trying to go to the gym in the UK, which is probably a freaking mess. So yeah, that's my review of this book and his products, and let me know what you guys think, and have a good one.